Hi, are you thinking about moving to Freehold and try to figure out what's like living in Freehold? You have to come to the right place. My kids and I have been living in Freehold for almost 15 years and we love here. And they also go to the Freehold Township high schools. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about what's like living in Freehold and the good things and the bad things about Freehold. And then you can figure it out yourself. So everyone, welcome to Wealth Building Wednesday. My name is Fei Yan, a real estate agent from Keller Williams, and I work in Monmouth, Middlesex, and Ocean counties. And if you haven't subscribed to my video, please subscribe and like my video. So the more people like, the more quality the video I will produce. When you talk about Freehold, there's actually two parts of Freehold, the Freehold Township and the Freehold Borough. The Freehold Borough usually is in downtown Freehold. That's where the courthouse, there's a lot of government buildings there. There's also a lot of restaurants there, and it has a very diversified neighborhood. And you could actually find a lot of older, like historical Victorian homes there. It's actually very interesting to drive through the boroughs. And usually the houses in Freehold Borough are less expensive than the Freehold Township. And the Freehold Township is actually all the surrounding areas of Freehold Borough. And its courthouse, the municipal building, it's actually in Shankaroo. And in Freehold Township, there's also East Freehold and West Freehold. East Freehold is located more closer to Marlborough and Couttsneck. It's also very easy access to Route 18. A lot of the commuters, they like to live in East Freehold because it's closer to all the major transportation. And when you get onto Route 18, usually there's no traffic light. You could go very fast. And then the people who live in West Freehold, West Freehold is closer to Manalapan and Jackson Township. And if you do have kids, you wanted to live in West Freehold because it's very easy to access to Six Flags. It's about 15 minutes away. And usually the people commute in West Freehold, they go to Route 9. And Route 9 tend to have a lot of traffic lights, so actually it will be a little bit slower. So let's talk about housing in Freehold Township. The median estimate house in Freehold costs about $460K, and the median price for the entire Monmouth County is about $535K. The average square footage for people for the house in Freehold is about 200 to 250 per square footage. And since last year to this year, because of COVID, the price of the home has increased a lot. From last year to now, it increased about 11.6%. And about 74% of the people living in Freehold, they actually own a home. And it's only about 26% of people rent a house in Freehold. So there's a lot of homeship owners. And also the median income of the people who live in Freehold Township is about $90,000. Freehold Township has about 8 schools and serves about 3,800 students. In these 8 schools, you have 2 middle school, 5 elementary school, and 1 early learning center. The early learning center serves kids about, it's preschool for the kids about 3 to 5 years old. And as to middle school, depends where you live. If you live in East Freehold, you go to Eisenhower. If you live in West Freehold, you go to Buckrow Middle School. I live in West Freehold, so both of my kids go to Buckrow Middle School, and they love it. And also we have 2 high schools, Freehold Township and Freehold Borough School. Again, if you live in East Freehold, you go to Freehold Borough. If you live in West Freehold, you go to Freehold Township. In Freehold Township, we actually belong to the magnet program. It's called Freehold Regional Schools. In these regional schools, that's actually the magnet program, that's 8 programs such as business administration, computer science, medical science. Depends on what program your kids like. If let's say if you live in Couttsneck, you could still go to the magnet program. You can apply to the magnet program. If you get accepted, you can actually go to like Manalapan High School. So all the programs it's in different schools. And the township that belong to Freehold Regional Schools are Couttsneck Township, English Town, Farmingdale, Freehold Borough, Howell Township, Manalapan, and Marlboro Township. So all these townships, we all belong to Freehold Regional School, and these are very, very good schools. So it doesn't matter where you go to, you could still, according to your kids' interests, you could still go to these magnet programs. Now you could also you could find more information about Freehold Regional Schools in www.frhsd.com. I will put this link in the comment section of my video also, so you can look up for yourself. Now let's talk about healthcare. Freehold, we actually have a lot of doctor offices in Freehold, and we have one of the major hospitals in Freehold West Main Street. It's a Center State Hospital. It has all these different diversified specialties, and if you need care, there's always care nearby. Now let's talk about transportation. Mostly the people who live in Freehold, they have to have a car, they drive around. If you live in Freehold Borough, you could probably walk around the streets, and then you could get onto public transportation. But if you live in Freehold Township, most likely you have to have a car, otherwise you can't get around. And if you do commute, there's actually a lot of buses on Route 9 that could take you to New York City. If you get onto the Freehold Township, the main stop by Burlington, where you could actually take the express bus. That's like you get onto Freehold, the stop, Freehold Township, and then it go directly to New York City. And it's about an hour and 15 minutes ride from Freehold to New York City. Let's talk about shopping in Freehold Township. There's actually a lot of places that you can shop in Freehold downtown area. There's also a lot of stores in Route 9 that you could go to. And one of the major shopping places for Freehold Township is the Raceway Mall. The Raceway Mall is actually one of the major malls in Central Jersey. It has a lot of the name brands such as Apple, Macy's, Aerie, Zara, and there's a lot of stores in the mall. And usually if you go on weekend, it's actually pretty busy. And there's also a lot of restaurants that surrounding the mall. Such as P.F. Chan's, that's Cheesecake Factory, and that's also Chick-fil-A and Starbucks. So you can actually, go there to shop and get a good meal. Now let's talk about grocery shopping. That's a lot of good grocery big chain stores here, such as Sam's Club. That's also Trader Joe's. That's also ShopRite and Acme, etc. And it's very easy access to, so you shouldn't have any issues with shopping. Now let's talk about restaurants. In Freehold Township, downtown Freehold, it's actually a variety of restaurants there. You probably have dozens of restaurants there. You could park in the Township municipal parking, and then you could walk around in the front, and you could pick any restaurants you want. My favorites such as Metropolitan Cafe, the American Hotel, and also Federici's if you want pizza. That's a very good pizza restaurant. There's also some like Japanese sushi place, and also Mexican and Indian restaurants. So you could pick your favorites. That's a variety of restaurant that you can pick from. And also in downtown Freehold, sometimes during the summer, actually there's events throughout the year, such as Irish Week. They also have live music. They have food truck festival, country, jazz, blues, and also street festivals in Freehold downtown area that you could go there and enjoy the music during summer months. It's very, very fun. And let's talk about parks and recreation areas. There's 3 major parks in Freehold, New Jersey. One is Monmouth Battlefield State Park. There's a lot of people go there, and also that's Michael J. Park. Michael J. Park, a lot of the school recreation teams, they go there, such as baseball team and also softball. It's just like a lot of the after school programs to run through that park. And also when in July every year, they also have Freehold Township Fair. They will set up a lot of booths and games and rides for the kids. And also at the end of the day, there's fireworks in Michael J. Park. It's actually very, very fun park to have the kids to go around. And there's also Turkey Swan Park. In Turkey Swan Park, you can actually rent a boat and paddling boat for your kids, and you could enjoy a great weekend if you want to go there. There are other recreation areas such as Freehold. We also have a movie theater such as AMC movie theater nearby Raceway Mall. That's also iPlay America. This indoor park that you could basically pay per ride. And also in iPlay America, they hold a lot of concerts and corporate meetings there a lot of times. And the good thing living in Freehold, we are very, very close to Six Flags. And I live in West Freehold. For me to get to Six Flags, it's only 15 minutes. So my kids actually grew up in Six Flags. It's like our backyard. And we usually, after the Labor Day, we get the seasonal tickets. We also get the meal plan. After the Labor Day, it's actually the cheapest time to buy the seasonal tickets. And you could use it this year and also next year. And it's a great fun for the kids really to live in Freehold Township. So I have talked to you all the pros of living in Freehold. Now let's talk about the cons. So it's actually not much cons. The cons may be because the Freehold, it is a little further away from the Garden State Parkway. So for you to commute to New York, maybe it does take a little bit longer. It probably take it like an hour and a half. Sometimes in a rainy day, it might take a little bit further because you have to get onto the bus, and depend the road condition, the bus might slow down a little bit. If you do commute to New York City, you probably wanted to live in East Freehold because it's more easier for you to access in Route 18 and closer to Parkway. As to any township in Freehold, we do have to pay a lot of higher property taxes because in New Jersey, the property tax is not cheap, same as Freehold. And also the price of the house, the house price is not cheap in Freehold. So these are probably the cons. But other than that, we really love Freehold, and the people in Freehold are very diversified, and they also very nice. And if you do have any questions, you could always reach out to me. Like I say, I'm a true local. I've been here for 15 years, and I could definitely help you out. Like and subscribe to my videos. I do have new videos that come out every week. And also I'm gonna give you a little bit about tips on real estate, and you can learn something about. So there's also another video that I put together, the pros and cons of living in New Jersey and what's the cost of living in New Jersey. You want to look at those two videos also. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you can make your decision of moving to Freehold. I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.